Good morning, I'm Craig Negrelli. It's Thursday, June 5th, 2025, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Not welcome. President Trump revives a travel ban targeting a dozen mostly Muslim nations. Why now, and who's pushing back? Plus, staying for now, a judge hits pause on the deportation of the Colorado firebombing suspect's family, what he ruled and what comes next. And signed, but not by hand. Trump calls it a cover-up. Biden says that's ridiculous. The battle over signatures and what the autopen has to do with it. The stories that matter, clear and credible, from across the country to around the world. These are your unbiased updates from Straight Arrow News. New this morning, President Trump is reviving a controversial policy from his first term, banning travel from 12 countries and adding restrictions on 7 others. The ban takes effect Monday and includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Most of these countries were included in the original 2017 travel ban. Separate restrictions will apply to visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. In a video posted to social media, Donald Trump tied the policy to last weekend's firebomb attack in Colorado.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them.
The suspect in that attack is from Egypt, which is not on the list, but the Department of Homeland Security says he overstayed a tourist visa and yelled "Free Palestine" before launching the attack. Democrats are slamming the move. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal of Washington saying in a statement, this discriminatory policy, which limits legal immigration, not only flies in the face of what our country is supposed to stand for, it will be harmful to our economy and our communities that rely on the contributions of people who come to America from this wide range of countries. Another Democrat, Congressman Don Beyer of Virginia, said Trump's travel bans have always betrayed the ideals and values that inspired America's founders. Trump's use of prejudice and bigotry to bar people from entering the U.S. does not make us safer. It just divides us and weakens our global leadership. A federal judge in Colorado has temporarily blocked the deportation of the Boulder attack suspect's wife and 5 children, all Egyptian citizens. Federal agents took the family of Mohammed Sabri Soliman into custody Tuesday, but the judge granted a temporary hold on their deportation and set a hearing for June 13th. So far, none of Soliman's family members has been charged. Court documents say he told authorities they knew nothing about his plan to attack a group of Jewish people protesting at an outdoor mall in support of Israeli hostages in Gaza. Soliman himself faces federal hate crime charges and state charges of attempted murder. In another ruling, a federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to give due process to hundreds of migrants sent to a maximum security terrorism facility in El Salvador. Under the order, migrants removed on March 15th and 16th under the Alien Enemies Act must now be given a chance to fight their detention or deportation. But that order does not cover people deported for other reasons, including Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran man removed around the same time. In his case, a judge is now allowing his lawyers to seek sanctions against the government for failing to turn over records, explaining why he was deported despite a 2019 court order blocking it. The Trump administration maintains he's associated with the gang MS-13, has committed domestic abuse, and is not coming back. Meanwhile, another deported migrant, a Guatemalan man known only as OCG, has now been returned to the United States after a judge ruled his due process was violated. He was sent to Mexico in February, despite a judge granting him protection 2 days earlier. Court records indicate OCG was held for ransom and raped while traveling through Mexico before reaching the U.S. Overnight drone strikes in Ukraine left dozens wounded and at least 5 dead, including a 1-year-old child. The attack on the city of Pryluki came just hours after President Trump spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin by phone. Donald Trump says Putin very strongly warned of retaliation after Ukrainian drones hit Russian airfields last weekend. Hours after this latest attack, more strikes. In Kharkiv, drones slammed into apartment buildings as Ukrainian families slept. Among the 17 hurt, a child, a pregnant woman, and a 93-year-old. Ukraine calls the attack insidious terror. Critics are questioning Trump's role, saying his tone on the call may have given Putin a green light. President Trump said it was a good hour and 15-minute conversation, but not a conversation that would lead to immediate peace. President Trump is now launching a full-blown investigation into former President Biden, this time over the use of an autopen and claims of a so-called cognitive cover-up. Trump signed a memo Wednesday directing the White House counsel and Attorney General Pam Bondi to dig into whether Biden's aides unconstitutionally acted on his behalf, signing off on major decisions while allegedly hiding signs of decline. That includes reviewing pardons, executive orders, even proclamations, anything Joe Biden may have signed by autopen. That's a mechanical device that replicates a person's signature, something used by past presidents, including Donald Trump. Biden fired back last night, saying, quote, "Let me be clear. I made the decisions during my presidency. I made the decisions about the pardons, executive orders, legislation, and proclamations. Any suggestion that I didn't is ridiculous and false." The former president calls Trump's move a distraction, just as his party pushes cuts to programs like Medicaid. While Trump continues to make mention of the autopen on his Truth Social. Yesterday, writing in all caps, "The autopen is the biggest political scandal in American history." Finally this morning, the Stanley Cup Final is underway. It's a rematch from last year. The Florida Panthers are trying to win back-to-back titles, while the Edmonton Oilers are attempting to avenge last year's heartbreaking defeat to the Panthers. Game 1 last night in Edmonton. Florida was ahead by 2 goals in the second period, 3-1. Then Edmonton chipped away, eventually tying the game 3-3 on a goal by Matthias Ekholm in the third period. The game went into overtime, and late in OT, the Oilers' Leon Draisaitl scored on the power play. Edmonton wins Game 1, 4-3. Game 2 is Friday night. Last night's game was really physical, very, very fast. I went to bed, it was 3-2 Florida. I woke up, Edmonton had won, 4-3. Dramatic. Those are your unbiased updates. Oh, hang on. The Straight Arrow News autopen left us all a message. Have a great Thursday. No controversy there. For all of us at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. I'll see you tomorrow.